Hello.
Hello.
Michael, are you going to do the intro?
Welcome to Synchronicity. I am your host, Michael Singh.
And I'm your co-host, Christina Singh.
You're not a co-host. You're also a main host.
Well,
okay.
I think we're co-hosts. I think that's what that means, right?
Okay, like co-conspirators.
Oh, immediately got dark. Co-conspirators to a murder.
To a murder.
I recently showed, and by recently I mean 2 days ago, showed Michael's Traitors because he hadn't watched it yet.
With Alan Cummings' fabulous ass.
Yeah, and I was very shocked that you don't watch it.
No, I don't watch it because I don't like reality competition shows. There's a difference between reality shows, like just trash TV where everyone's arguing and getting into a fight, and there's just drama at the club, drama at lunch.
Oh.
And then there's a difference between when they have to do like some competition for money. Like I'm instantly tuned out. I'm like, I don't care if you win a bunch of money. You should donate it to charity because you really don't need this money. And then
fair points.
Like all the challenges are like really stupid anyways. But the challenge for the first episode of Traitors, was it season 3?
Yes.
Yeah, the first episode of the challenge for season 3 was cool. I could dig it. Like the whole row your boat.
Oh. Yes, and you don't know who's been voted off first. So we're behind. Well, Michael's behind. I'm not behind. I'm up to date. But Michael's only seen episode one of season 3, so he doesn't know.
And then I had to watch my Housewives.
Okay, I'm not mad at you. I'm just trying to inform the people.
And then you finally watched New York. You told me you're watching New York. What part?
I'm literally only watching the finale because. Okay, well, welcome. Apparently, we're diving right into Housewives. Oh my God. I watched the finale. Well, I'm watching the finale.
I haven't watched the finale, but I was like, you know what? I don't care about these bitches.
Well, I've heard it's good.
Okay.
I've heard it's good, and from what I'm watching so far, it seems like disturbing. But we'll see.
Yeah, there was like a lot of like psychological trauma and lying this season, and I was just like, you girls are literally boring. They brought it last season. I was totally into them last season. I was like, yes, new blood, diversity, Afro, Puerto Rican. Sai and Jessel, who is South Asian. I love that because, you know, gotta represent even though she's like spoiled as hell and good representation.
So many deep opinions, yeah.
But then this season I was like, you girls are so boring. I don't care about your mezcal launch, Erin. Like that's the last episode that I was on. Her mezcal launch. It's like everybody in Mexico drinks mezcal. I'm like, right. Okay, great.
Well, I actually genuinely love mezcal, but I understand.
I've never had mezcal.
It's delicious. Yeah. But what I wanted to say
Send us a bottle.
What? What?
Send us a bottle. Can we get a sponsor
Erin,
for
now
mezcal?
that we've talked crap about your mezcal, can you send us a bottle? But what I wanted to say is that I've heard that it's been very boring. And so I didn't watch any of the season, but I heard that the finale is good. So I just was like, I'm just going to watch the finale because if I don't need the rest of the season, then I won't need it. So anyway, I think we should move on from the Real Housewives of New York City.
Yeah.
We do have some Real Housewives. In the last episode, just at the top of the show, I wanted to say that we did not mention that, and I don't know why this would have come up otherwise, but we forgot to mention that we are California natives and we are Los Angeles natives, and we wanted to
we're San Fernando Valley natives, but all of a sudden, you know, when there's a crisis, like the San Fernando Valley and San Gabriel Valley,
can I finish
part
before
of Los Angeles.
Can I finish?
I'm just saying
we are Los Angeles natives. When people ask us where we're from LA. Okay, so. We want to send. So this is like we want to send so much love.
I'm just saying.
Okay, we want to send so much love to Los Angeles, and we want to
Yes.
send so much love to our hometown because of the devastating wildfires that are continuing to go on. I hope by the time that this episode comes out that they're fully contained, that people are continuing to get all the resources that they need. In the last episode, I included a little blurb at the end of the episode about the wildfires and resources. So we're going to just continue to include resources, including a list of GoFundMes from Black families living in Altadena or Black families who've been affected and impacted by these fires who have started GoFundMe pages.
Yeah,
this document that we have is wonderful. It's like ranked by
it's really
who
comprehensive.
has very comprehensive, but it's ranked by who has the least amount of donations in their GoFundMe, who's met their goal, who's almost at their goal, who's not
color
near their
coded,
goal.
right?
Yes, it's color coded.
Yes.
So we'll include that because we just feel like it's a wonderful resource. But we just want to share.
The link to that is in my bio on Instagram, and then we should put the link to that in our soon-to-be Synchronicity podcast. Like,
yes,
we should have like a link
definitely.
tree for Synchronicity Pod where it links your
Great.
shit, my
you
shit.
guys get all
everyone's
the
shit.
behind the scenes of us deciding what to do. But yes, we'll put this on all of our platforms and in the show notes just so you all have them. And we encourage you to donate, even if you can't donate very much. I work in the nonprofit field, and I just know that like goods and food and water, they're wonderful, but money really goes the most in
Money
these
talks,
scenarios.
money walks.
Money goes the farthest because then people can utilize that money immediately if they need to. Government assistance doesn't come immediately to folks, so this is just a wonderful way to help these people. So we just wanted to make sure to mention that.
Yeah, we wanted to mention that because we're California, LA natives. And also, if you are having trouble raising funds or you would like to donate those funds, hit me up personally for the side hustles I use. I have a good focus group side hustle, a good survey side hustle, like surveys that pay well. And that's how I am able to donate funds personally.
Yeah, Michael's like the
mutual
side
aid
hustle
efforts.
king. Like
I'm not the side hustle king, but like
Well, you
I
do a
do a
lot.
good. I like to do a good focus group that pays well, or a good survey that pays like $40 to $50, and it's only like 20 minutes of my time.
Yeah.
So
Beautiful.
if you would like more information about how to raise funds for mutual aid, just hit me up personally or ask us a question. We'll address it in the next episode.
Beautiful. Okay, let's get into some of the things that we have listed. So in the last episode, we were recording from our mom's house, and now Michael is still there, but I'm back home. And we are now, even in the time after we recorded our first episode, we had so many things that came up and just like things that we wanted to chat about.
Yeah.
And so, and also at the time, the day we were going to record was the day of the inauguration. And so just sending love to people who are not aligned with this inauguration and not aligned with this administration.
Even though I'm a Trumper now because he saved TikTok.
Can you please stop saying that? I really need you to please stop saying that. Please.
I mean, if I can download TikTok by the end of this weekend, it's all MAGA all the way. Like, love him dearly. Love you, Donald. If I can download.
No, we're not. No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this on this episode, on this show. I thought it was going to stay in our private conversations with you joking about that. We're not bringing this energy to the podcast, Michael.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. We are not fans. And
no, we're not
awful evil
fans.
people,
I'm just joking.
And if you are a fan, please don't listen to this podcast.
Please don't listen to this podcast.
Or if you want to have your mind changed and like want new perspectives, go ahead and listen. But
if you want to read,
if you want to,
we can give you a reading list.
If you want to interact with anyone that doesn't have the same skin color as you, feel free to keep
We're
on
pretty light
listening.
now, though. Can we talk about our change of complexion from
It's
West
awful.
Coast to East Coast? It's awful. We are so freaking pale.
It's
and no wonder people, and everyone in New York City when we both lived in New York City was like, you're ethnically ambiguous.
Yeah.
And I was like, literally, I never had this problem. I literally used to get mistaken for being Mexican all the time in California and in Texas, San Antonio, due to all the sun I was getting.
Okay. I don't think that's why. That's back it up a little bit. I think
Okay.
maybe we are mixed children and people
Yeah.
just don't really know what ethnicity we are.
Yeah, true.
I do want to remind you of the time. So I moved to Buffalo in 2010, and I was there for 6 months originally. Like, no, I was there for a couple months.
Christina's been on the East Coast for a
came-
minute. She is an East Coaster.
I am. And then I live in the Hudson Valley now, but I remember I came home and our dad came to visit, and he said,
Oh, no.
Are you sick? And he's like, you look yellow. What is wrong? And I was like, Dad, I just live on the East Coast now. I don't get as much sun as I used to. They're just in my opinion.
Okay, colorism is real. I mean, it is what
I know,
it is.
colorism
There's light-skin
is
privilege.
Of course. Yes, of course.
We definitely benefit from that.
Of course. Light skin privilege is very real, very much out there. And I have been told many times, like, you're light skin. Oh, aren't you so happy you're light skin? And it's like, oh, that's very confronting.
No one has
and
ever approached me with that.
Oh,
That's crazy.
Many people have told me
were
that.
these white people?
No.
my God.
And it's very jarring. But I also feel like,
Was that in New York?
no, in California. It's like
That was in
very
California?
much like people within, and I've talked about this at work and like in conversations with people about like white supremacy culture and just like the issues that we have with colorism in our own communities, and it's really wild. But anyway, going back to our tans and our lack of tans, I just remember Dad was like, you look yellow. And I was like, I have not gotten sun. And over the summer when we went to California, I was like, finally.
That's how I felt in India. I was like,
Yeah.
just get me all this sun. And I didn't even get that tan in India. I wanted to burn literally in India. I just wanted to just get like some melanin on my bones, like that California melanin I had that was popping.
Let's talk about your trip to India because so Michael went to India in 2023.
In 2023. Yeah.
And he had always wanted to go. And, so that's where our father's side of the family is from in
Yeah, we
Punjab.
visited his village in Punjab in Hoshiarpur. Shout out to Hoshiarpur.
Okay.
Yeah. Hoshiarpur, India, our little small village. Hey, they'll love that, Christina. Okay.
Shout out
Shout
to the
out.
small village of like 2 million people.
I know it's a lot of people. India is worse than New York. You're like running into everybody at like every turn.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I would like to talk about how you went to India for like to visit family and to see everything, but I personally think you went on a spiritual pilgrimage.
I did go on a spiritual. We literally went on several spiritual pilgrimages.
And it was wild because we have a group chat with our dad and our mom, like just for Michael's trip to make sure he was safe. And like literally every day there would be an update like, we went to this temple today, visited this site, this historic site. Michael's in the river. We went and had climbed a mountain on a horse. Like I rode a donkey up a mountain.
No, I rode a horse.
horse
There
up
were
a mountain.
horses,
Okay.
and they treated them horribly. I really felt bad when I was in Kashmir, and I felt bad being in Kashmir because of the occupation in Kashmir. But I also felt bad because of the way they treated the horses.
Yeah. Not
They
so
were
great.
just like smacking them left and right.
No.
Yeah.
Michael.
I know.
That's
so
awful.
like, yeah, they were very abusive to the horses, and I was vice president of my animal rights club, so I felt some type of way about it, and I was a vegetarian at the time. By the way, not a vegetarian anymore because
Yeah,
of
but
the
like,
election.
did you
Because
do
of the
anything
election.
about it? You rode that horse all the way up the hill?
I
didn't
rode
you?
that horse all the way up to Vaishno Devi, and then
Mm-hmm.
I saw Mata Di, and I was like, "Hey, girl, love you, bless me."
Bless me for not doing anything about the horses.
We slept outside. We were on a mountain in Kashmir, and we slept outside with like thousands of pilgrims.
Yeah, you went
one
on a
of the-
spiritual pilgrimage. And I guess I didn't realize that when you did it. Because every day I was like, is this like
I
a
visited
religious...
Krishna's birthplace,
I was
Christina.
like, is this a religious trip? Like,
It's a
I
very
was like,
religious trip. Our father is super religious,
I
like
guess
super
I
religious
just
Hindu.
never realized just how much. Like, we were clearly around it, like our whole life, and I like would pray and I would go to temple and do all of these
We
things.
literally could not order pepperoni pizzas at his house.
Well, of course not. I would be very respectful of that.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that a huge majority of this trip, of any trip my dad takes and my stepmom takes, anyone in our family apparently takes, is just visiting religious sites. They had a whole ceremony for you, Michael, where they threw money at you.
Yeah, they threw money and I danced, and the guy who was
Michael,
leading...
hold on, back up. They threw money and I danced. Well,
yeah, and they made me dance, and I didn't want to dance. I was like, can we just like, I am digging the music that we're having in our little living room full of all the people from the village who have come with offerings to the gods, because we had what is called a Ramayana path, where they read like sections of the Ramayana, the Hindu epic, the Ramayana, and they basically just, it's a way to bless the family household, and and you have basically Brahmin priests there for 24 hours, and then you have a big ceremony, and we fed the whole village. So,
I love that so much.
Dad likes to flex. He loves to give back to the community when he's there. He's like a little baller when he comes back, and everyone's asking him for money. Like, there would be random villagers coming up to the house asking if he could fund like his daughter's grad school trip or something.
What?
Yeah, people hit up Dad for money when he visits India because they know he's done so well financially.
Well, let's go back to this little ceremony that you had.
I don't want to go back. I don't want to talk about India too much.
Well, hold on.
It was life-changing, and literally I meditate so regularly now, and it was a
I think it's
trip.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I just think that ceremony where they were throwing money at you, and I'm a dancer for money.
Yeah, I was a private dancer.
Well, it was a beautiful trip. I have yet to go. I think I would need a lot of strict parameters if I went to go.
You need a lot of strict parameters, and you just need to tell people, I ain't cleaning shit, I ain't cooking shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, speaking of different cultures, speaking of different countries.
Oh, and I'm washing my undies while on the rag in the same washer as you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been through that. Speaking of different cultures, different countries with big populations, the Lunar New Year is coming up, Michael, and it's probably already happened by the time this episode drops. It's Wednesday, January 29th. And let us just say we love the Lunar New Year.
We love the Lunar New Year. And if you did not know, you thought Pride was the gayest event in New York City? No. The Lunar New Year parade puts Pride, the Pride parade, both Pride parades, like all the simultaneous Pride parades happening, to frickin' shame.
Correct.
Yes.
It is the most incredible parade we've ever seen. We went in 2023, we went to the...
Did we go in 2022, I think?
Oh, I don't remember.
We went when Liam was like 2, and literally Nils was holding him outside the window and he was crying. And I wanted to take Liam. I did not. I know you didn't want him to be around like basically tons of crowds, and you said he wouldn't enjoy it anyways, but I thought he would have loved it, to be honest with you.
I think now he would. But
yeah, he would have loved it now.
I will never forget when we were leaving and he's looking outside of the window and I look up and I say, bye. And he just burst into tears. And like his mouth just consumed his whole face because he was crying. I was like, oh my God, we have to go. But the Lunar New Year parade is, number one, we think the Chinese Lunar New Year is just so beautiful and so wonderful. And then
it's going to be the year of the snake.
I know.
Perfect for Donald.
And Taylor Swift, if she wants to release Reputation. Don't say anything. And we love the Lunar New Year parade. And it is just one... Michael and I kept saying, this is one of the gayest parades we've ever been to because it was just so full of color, so full of brightness. And gay men. And gay men.
Gay men and men... with pom-poms doing choreographed routines.
It was incredible. And this is the parade in New York City. I don't know if you already said that, but
Yeah,
it is
in Chinatown.
In Chinatown.
In New York City.
It was one of the best things ever. And then the other thing that is prominent in this parade are poppers. So there's these long tubes that they have that are filled with what is confetti, but almost looks like rose petals. And you can buy them from all these vendors.
Because there's other ones that are filled with like glitter and confetti. Yes. And literally, like, this doesn't even happen at Pride Parade.
No.
At Pride. Like,
amazing.
The floor is just covered in glitter and confetti. Is there anything gayer than that? Like, literally. Like, I think there was like confetti on my shoes. When I came back to your place, I was like still wiping it off me. And remember that man who just kept buying a bunch of those
Well, that's
poppers?
what I was going to talk about.
Yeah, and he just kept popping up behind us.
So you can go to vendors and get these tubes of confetti and pop them. And there was this man, this older Chinese man who nary had less than 3 in his arms at all times. Like, these big poppers were like 3 feet, I would say, in length, and he was carrying at least 3 of them at all times.
They were like a family-size Subway sandwich you would get at a grocery store. At a grocery store, or like at a deli where like they do catering.
Michael, you can just say it's 3 feet.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I like visuals. I'm a visual person, so just
Imagine
to really
a Subway sandwich. First of all, you made me think of the brand Subway, because I don't think anybody calls them a Subway sandwich. He loves Subway.
Your husband loves a Subway. Literally,
no matter where we are,
Subway where we were here.
Subway.
And I clocked the Subway at the gas station when I was running errands with Mom.
Yep, he'll clock a Subway anywhere he is.
And I saw one. I was like, oh, there's a Subway. So Nils knows there's a Subway at that gas station.
At 100%. He did definitely mention it when we were leaving. But what I was going to say is I love that you called it a Subway sandwich versus a sub sandwich, because that's usually what I hear people call it. And that was your length of measurement. So is that how you think about things, length of sandwiches? Is that something we're discovering right now?
No, I really don't. And I don't think of things in length of sandwiches.
Like, my desk is 2 sub sandwiches, like 2.5 subs.
Yeah, instead of the metric system, that's my system.
The subsystem.
The subsystem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
Like, you know, in my Instagram post, I think I'll do that now. Like, instead of 11 by 14 for an art piece canvas, I'll do like an 11-inch sandwich by a 14-inch
11
sandwich.
sub by 14 sub.
14 sub.
Yeah, I love that.
I'll bring that to the art world. I'm sure they'll love that.
I love that so much. Okay, so 3 feet in length, or as Michael would say, 1 Subway sandwich that you can get at the grocery store in length. And this gentleman constantly had them in his arms, and he would disappear, and Michael and I would be like, where did he go? Because he was always around us. And then he'd pop up right behind us, or pop up to the right, pop up to the left, and he'd always have more poppers. And he had
like a poppers budget.
100%. I am so in love with his joy.
Yes.
Because was he cheering? Was he screaming? No. He was just standing there stoically and just popping poppers, and just would go get more and popping poppers. And so I feel like I'd like to embrace that. Joy comes in all forms. You know, joy is around us in all ways. And sometimes you're a very stoic person embracing joy. And sometimes you're like me this morning, where I was playing American Pie in the kitchen this morning when I was getting ready with
Madonna?
Don McLean, sorry.
Okay.
Madonna.
No one's sorry.
Liam came in.
The Don McLean version is superior.
I know. And Liam came in and he wanted to dance with me. And so we were dancing, and I was so happy. And I, unlike Stoic Man, immediately started sobbing. And I was like,
sobbed?
I was overwhelmed with
I mean,
joy.
it is a song about Nam and soldiers
it just
who
made
died.
me feel so... No, it wasn't sad. I was just so happy to be dancing in the kitchen with my son. And so it was just overwhelming. And so I was like, life is so beautiful. And I started crying. And did I have to hide it from him so he knew I was okay? Yes, I did. And
because he freaks out whenever someone's crying. Like when grandma cries at a sentimental moment in a movie.
Which is
like,
always. Which is always. Leslie is a crier. Leslie is an emotional person in every way, shape, and form.
Just emotion.
She's a Cancer.
She's a Cancer.
She's like the most cancerous Cancer. I guess that doesn't sound good. The most Cancer. I don't know. She's just very, very emotional.
And I'm a Cancer rising, so we really are.
I'm a Cancer moon.
And you're a Cancer moon.
Mm-hmm. I'm a double Leo.
Capricorn moon.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm a double Leo and a Cancer moon. I don't know what that means.
That's why you're so cocky.
I'm not cocky. All of you guys are like, oh, you're so bossy. You're so cocky. And then like you guys are the ones that are bossing me around all the time.
No, you're very bossy.
I know I am, but I am a bossy with the people I feel most comfortable around.
True.
But I would like to say that you both are much more bossy. And you already know Mama is way more bossy than I am.
Oh, she's way bossy. Yeah, water signs can be bossy. That's true. That's true.
So we have some things that we also wanted to talk about.
Year of the Snake. We love it. We love a Lunar New Year.
Also, year of Wicked for good.
Wicked for good, yes.
We
have to wait all the way until what, November?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I know, I'm sad, but we did get our first look at Cynthia Erivo in Wicked for Good and Hachi Machi.
Hachi Machi Manchi Chi.
Oh, she's looking very, very good. Oh, there's a few deer out. There's 3.
Oh, there's a few. Okay, Christina, you should be used. She
so
sees deer everywhere. She's
right
moved
now.
to rural Hudson Valley now, so she sees deer in her yard everywhere.
They're so fluffy and they're so cute
outside
right
her
now.
office window. And I don't see any deer, and I'm in central New York, and like I guess they're on a time limit. Like they come out early as fuck in the morning. I'm like, I'm not gonna get up to see the deer. And Mom says that Jezzy goes and sees the deer. Jezzy's the cat, by the way. My mom.
Jezzy's the cat. No other cat in existence. Just Jezzy.
Yeah, just Jezzy.
Jezzy is our cat. And also behind you, whenever we get this up on video, which I hope we do, is Jessie. Mom is very obsessed with Toy Story 2, right?
She's obsessed with Toy Story 2, and she loves that Sarah McLachlan song. Yeah. That is Jessie's song. And
so
it made her weep.
Made her violently weep, I would say.
Yeah.
And when somebody loved me. Our mom's obsession with this doll, and I would say
her car after the
association
doll.
with this doll. She's named a car, multiple cars after this doll.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
and her
okay. I didn't
cat.
know it was multiple cars.
And her cat.
No, the Jezebel was named that before she got her. And now her nickname is Jezzy. So I think that reminds her of Jessie.
100%.
So I think that's why she does that. I hope we're not boring anyone. We're like 30 minutes deep in, and I feel like we've just been. Yeah, we are 30 minutes deep in, and I feel like we've just been boring everybody. But
well, thanks for sticking with us through colorism, Lunar New Year.
Yeah.
Michael's spiritual awakening in India. Let's talk about ghosts and my housemate.
What about Cynthia Erivo? She looks so hot.
Oh, I thought we said she looks great. You know what? Big reveal.
Big reveal. You have a ghost?
No. I'm past the ghost. There might be a ghost in our home, but
what?
Liam and I play. Well, no, I don't think so. But my son Liam, he gets really scared at night now, and he comes into our bed every single night. And if you're a parent, solidarity with you on this journey of nighttime sleeping together in a bed, all piled up, and trying to get anyone to have decent sleep. Yeah. So I'm really hoping one day he will sleep in his bed, but I know I will also miss it when he doesn't. But he'll be like, "It was a monster, mommy, a monster," and
so that made you instantly jump
no,
to
but he'll
ghost in my
also
house?
say a ghost, and I'll be like, "There's not ghosts." But But then sometimes I'll feel an energy.
It's like having a Haley Joel Osment moment.
I don't know. But sometimes I'll feel an energy. And so I've smudged. And then we were playing like monster, we were playing like Catch Monsters or Monster Hunters that Mom and Liam play. And I got real serious. And I was like, if there is a spiritual entity in here, you are not welcome. And I was
you
going
used to say that all the time. You didn't do that in our new apartment, by the way. That would have been nice. But, I don't think we're haunted here because I smudged right before the movers came. And I think you need to do like a good smudging with both sage and Palo Santo.
Yeah, I've done Palo Santo.
And I put on Hindu mantras. Like, I put on the Mahamrityunjay mantra on Mondays and, like, play that shit.
Wait, what is it?
Mahamrityunjay mantra.
Mahamrityunjay mantra Mondays. That's what we should call.
Yeah, that's not a mouthful at all. And I put on different mantras. Although I don't think I'll put on the Ganesh mantra again because I put that on during the election. Like on election day.
Well, I want you to know it probably had nothing to do with your mantra that Donald Trump got elected. I saw this one.
Yeah, it has everything to do with the Midwest.
An OC. Mm-hmm. It has everything to do with a lot of racist individuals. Yeah. Anyway, big reveal. Our mom changes her perfume for every man in her life.
Yes, she does. And I've known that for a while.
What? You act like so surprised this weekend.
I did act so surprised with this weekend when she revealed it, but it's definitely information she's told us before. But, like, that is a commitment to finding a new perfume for each man you've been with or dedicating a certain scent, like smelling a type of way for each man. Like, that is too much. I'm just going to use the same cologne.
Also, like, that's trauma. Like, you're really, like... Then you can never use that smell again after you break up.
I know. And I didn't know she used to wear Chloe.
I know. Apparently one was Chloe. Beautiful was for her ex-boyfriend. Chloe was for her dad.
Chloe was for our dad, and then
she doesn't wear a perfume for any man right now, but she wears
she wears Estee Lauder Modern Muse.
Oh, Estee
for
Lauder
herself. And it smells gorgeous. It smells lovely. I love it. It's just as good as her candles.
Our mom makes really great
candles. Our mom makes candles. She's a candle maker. She has a lot of hobbies. A lot of hobbies. Like 3 shelves that I'm looking at right now full of craft supplies worth of hobbies.
Mm-hmm. It's it's a thing. It's there.
It's a thing.
It's there. Michael lost his phone.
Well, yeah, I lost my phone this weekend while we went sledding, and I thought I had brought it, so I thought it got lost while we were sledding, and that we were gonna have to go back to the park. By the way, if you've never sledded like me before, I highly recommend, but you really need a child so people don't look at you sideways.
Michael, you're 34 and you went sledding for the first time.
I went sledding in the snow for the first time. That is literally, and that's because we aren't bougie Californians who went to Big Bear and Mammoth. We had a dad who promised he would take us to Big Bear all the time.
Well, we
and
had
never
a dad
did.
who promised a lot of things. So.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And so that was my first time sledding in the snow, and luckily my nephew was there, and we went sledding, and it was delightful. Loved it. Definitely channels, and definitely something to be in tune to your inner child with, I would say.
It was so fun. I told my therapist that this morning that you went sledding for the first time. Yeah. And she was like, oh, I bet that was so healing for his child, or his inner child. And I said, I think it was. I saw it pop up in him. Yeah.
More people liked that story of me solo than with my nephew.
Okay. Why are you throwing my child under the bus?
With my nephew. I don't know why. I'm like, why are y'all like?
Because it's your first time sledding. It's a big one.
Yeah, but I didn't put.
Also, we do not base our merit on likes and comments and shares.
Yeah,
Michael.
I know. I'm trying to get better about that.
Mm-hmm. I understand. It is hard.
It is hard.
Going back to the perfume, did you wear a perfume while you were dating someone that you no longer wear anymore?
No, I got compliments from this really handsome man about Versace's The Dreamer. So that's kind of like my
yeah, you did like
seductive
that.
scent that I
You
wear.
moved your shoulders when you said that.
Seductive scent that I wear. And I love Versace's The Dreamer. That's a really good scent. And it's from the 90s, so it's discounted at a really good rate. It's not like their Eros perfumes or like their newer perfumes from the 2010s.
Yeah.
So it's the last scent that Gianni Versace actually created and developed before he was assassinated. So
Oh my God.
yeah. So I mean, it's lovely. It's definitely a cologne for gay men because Gianni Versace was like, it's definitely a cologne for bottoms.
You heard it here first. That should be their slogan, their ad.
Versace's the
Versace,
dreamer. Dreamer, cologne for bottoms.
Wow.
Donatella, you want to get on it? Talk, girl. By the way,
don't.
have you seen her transformation?
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Obsessed.
Donatella, we love your glow up, girl.
We really do. Who's your doctor?
Who's your doctor?
I
need to know when I reach my 60s.
When I reach my 45.
Christina, do not touch
55.
your face. You're beautiful.
Thank you so much.
If I see you with fillers or something, I will be so mad.
Okay. Well, you'll never know. So
You'll never know. Oh, you're okay. You want it to be a discreet situation, like a Demi
Nels
Moore
gets
kind
so
of situation.
upset when I say I'm gonna get work. He's like, let yourself age.
Let yourself
age. You don't need.
Are you
any
gonna
of
start
that.
dyeing your hair too?
Oh, I will soon. Yeah, I gotta go get it done.
I want
'cause
you to
my
have like a
grays-
Claire Saffitz kind of look.
I
I
don't
think
want
that
that.
would look cute.
Not for me.
you know?
It's not for me.
Or Stacy from What Not to Wear. Remember
thanks.
she had her natural. Okay.
It's just not for me. I love other women who do it. I don't think it's bad at all. I think having grays is great. It's just not for me right now. Maybe it will be
Our
in the future.
stepmom dyed her hair in India. It looks great when she did it.
I need to
She did
get
it with
done.
henna, and it looks beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I want to do is just do like some henna, but I don't want to go crazy because like there is a point because I don't dye my hair right now. Like I've only dyed my hair twice. Once was in 4th grade when I was Lucille Ball for Halloween.
Yeah.
And I don't know why Mom and I didn't realize that if we put orangish hair dye, red hair dye in my hair, it wouldn't turn out bright orange or bright red. Like I have brown hair.
You have to bleach the hair.
Yeah, but we had fun and it was a great time. But I was Lucille Ball. And
I've dyed my hair green. I've dyed my hair blue.
yeah, well, we know that you went through a stage of rebellion in high school, but I don't think it's rebellious to dye your hair at all. I just think that yours was coupled with some choices of rebellion, I think. Right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And I was trying to grow my hair. I've been trying to grow my hair out ever, and that's why I keep my hair long. And Mom always wants me to cut my hair, and I'm just like, no, thank you. I think I just look better with long hair, to be honest with you.
I love your hair. The second time I dyed my hair was in college, and I wanted to dye it a little more red.
What'd you dye it? Red?
It was like a dark red. Anyway, riveting content.
Riveting content.
Yeah, I Michael, I feel like lately over the past 2 days, you've mentioned twice that you're a bottom. And
oh, really?
I've not really felt like you've ever mentioned that to me as much. I always gleaned it. I always thought, given the things that you've said about yourself.
I don't want us to delve further into this conversation.
No,
I'm going to
here's
stop.
what I
You're
was going
right
to say.
Here's what I'm going to stop. You're right there.
I
don't feel
need
comfortable
to hear about it anymore.
Oh, okay.
As your sister, I think I'm good. Although it might come up. Like, is this a bottom type of personality, do you think, Michael? Like, what?
We're going to Dollywood,
as a bottom,
Christina.
would you identify this?
We're literally going to Dollywood.
Do you think a top wouldn't go to Dollywood?
I think they would. I think, like, if they were a femme top, they would go. I don't know. Tops, lean in. Would you go to Dollywood? That's our question.
Lean in.
Tops, lean in. Tell us. Would you go to Dollywood with either by yourself or on a girls' trip or with the boys?
Help us out, Tops.
Yeah, I need a focus group for this to understand. I think Dollywood needs a focus group to see if they can cater to more tops and if tops are drawn to Dollywood.
Let's submit our data to them. Thank you for your contributions to our 2 listeners, one of who's Ellen, and probably the other one's our mom. So,
Mom. Love this. Many. So glad.
So, I think to end the show, because I can't believe we've been talking for this long, unless you have anything else, Michael.
I really don't have anything to add. I think we should save it for other episodes because we had a long list and we could just go on and on. We've
gotten through quite a bit of it, actually. The last thing are some quotes from our mother that I jotted down.
Oh, okay.
So, we were watching a commercial, I think, or a show where someone was, maybe it was straight, I don't remember, where somebody was in Europe. And Mom said, no, thank you. And
I want to take her to Europe. I want to take her to Paris.
I want to, like, literally. So she said, you said, what? I want to go to Europe. And she said, and I quote, the place of World War II? I don't think so. Or the home place of World War II? I don't think so. All of Europe is a bloodbath. I'm just going to let that marinate.
It's pretty on brand for her. She watches so much World War II content, and her and Grandma always talk about the Holocaust. They have a strange obsession with the Holocaust. They always talk about it. And then she used to talk about Sophie's Choice and the hiding the ham under the skirt scene in Sophie's Choice with her friend Jennifer. I think I'll watch it once, but like honestly, anything Holocaust related, because in California they show you Holocaust footage in like 4th grade.
What?
And yeah, you didn't notice that in California? Those are the standards. You didn't have that on your standards in elementary school?
No.
Oh,
why were you showing that?
It was on the state standards where it was on the statewide curriculum where you learn about the Holocaust.
Well, I think it's obviously so important to learn about, but that is like a lot for little brains to process.
Yeah, we watched like this video called Genocide in
my goodness.
4th grade. And I was hiding under the table because it was so traumatic and they had like anecdotes.
Well, yeah.
But, you know, I'm glad that it traumatized me because it helped me learn tolerance at a, like, earlier age. And so maybe that's good that my Native American elementary teacher was like, yo, we're going to learn about the Holocaust at this age.
Do you think it was the standards or your elementary teacher who made this decision, Michael? Because
I thought it was the state standards.
Because Mom has been told a specific story, but that was not the case for me.
Mom has said she was shown the footage at that same age, like 3rd grade, 4th grade.
Okay,
if you're from California, were you shown? Did you learn about the Holocaust?
A question to the crowd. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Californians, did you learn about the Holocaust in elementary school on statewide curriculum, or is that just a newer thing they implemented in the late 90s?
Okay, we've got our question for the day. I don't remember that. I don't think that was the case for my education, but I also wanted to say what a privilege that we only have to learn about that through school and watching footage instead of experiencing it. And so what a privilege in our life. And I did get engaged in Europe, just to bring it back to a little happier.
Yeah, she got engaged in Italy.
I got engaged in Italy, and Mom turned to me during this conversation and said, you got engaged in a fascist country. So I'm going to leave you with that. Yeah. And we love Italy. Our mom just has a lot of resentment about World War II. And a lot of brands were not allowed in our home because of World War II. And so maybe we'll dive deeper into that sometime. Maybe not. Probably not. Michael, deep. Anything else to add? Anything you want to push right now? Anything you want to promote?
I don't want to promote anything. I just want to shout out the transgender community and just say that, you exist, you've always existed, and no legislation is going to deny your existence.
100%. We love you. You are worthy and valuable and worthy of so much love, and you exist, and you are human beings, and you deserve respect and love, and people are idiots and evil. I am going to shout out, so thank you for doing that. I am going to mention that I'm bringing back my other podcast, the Amplify Her podcast, and so
she's recorded 2 episodes today. She's recorded two podcast episodes, our podcast, and then before this, she did her solo episode. She is a working woman, y'all. Listen to her shit.
Thank you very much, Michael. You can go to Amplify Her. You can find the Amplify Her podcast on any podcasting platform. And then I'm going to be changing my name on Instagram. I'm trying to do it, but it won't let me right now, but we'll see. I'm probably going to be at Christina Ellen Singh, but we'll see. So I'll link it in there. I know it's the second episode. I've been like, I don't know what my Instagram name's going to be. We'll figure it out. But anyway, we hope you all have a beautiful week. And thank you for listening.
I gotta pee. Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.